This is Karen Usher, and I'm speaking with Dr. Phyllis Brown. Dr. Brown has had a long and successful career involving chromatography. She did research in chromatography in the early years and has published many peer-reviewed scientific papers and book chapters, and has also been the editor of a few books, including 2 in Japanese. She's well known for her work on some of the first applications of HPLC to the life sciences. She has earned many prestigious awards, including the Svet Chromatography Medal in 1988, the Dalnagar Award in Chromatography in 1989, and the Chava Horvat Medal in 2004. Thank you, Phyllis, for participating in this interview. Phyllis, I know that you have always encouraged young women to seek careers in science. Over the years, did you see a big change in the way women were viewed in the sciences, and was there a time when you felt that things were getting better for women scientists, whether in academia or industry?
Yes, there's been a tremendous change. When I first started, I would go to a meeting, and I was the only woman there. I was the only woman participating. Some came, but very, very few participated at all. Partly they weren't asked to, partly they didn't submit papers, and there weren't that many in the field. I know even at URI there are several women on the faculty, and for a long time I was the only one. I also started a luncheon group for women in science at URI, and it was amazing how few there were in the whole university. But now there are many more. However, they are still not getting the prizes. I was nominated for a prize, the ACS prize in separations or chromatography, by Cal Giddings, who was one of the gurus in the field, I think 8 or 9 times. I always was a runner-up, and I never received it. So you watch, it's a lot better for women on the lower ranks. I still want to see more women in the upper ranks and getting prizes and being very visible at all the meetings.
Well, that's good to hear that things appear to be getting better, but I agree with you. It would be nicer if you could see it in the higher levels.
Yes.
I also wanted to ask or to mention that you had a very interesting story about how you were introduced into chromatography. Are there any words of wisdom that you would like to share with scientists as they follow a sometimes unclear path in their careers?
I don't think you can ever plan, say, I'm going from here to here. I know some men do, but I think a lot is serendipity. Something opens up that your gut feeling may say, let's go this way. I think you've got to be open to things that are available. My major professor, who was wonderful, said to me when I got my degree and the bottom had dropped out of the chemistry department and I didn't know what I was going to do with that fancy piece of paper I got, he said, Phyllis, you never know what door's going to open. Just be ready to go through it. And that's what happened with me. I was offered a job in the pharmacology section. I knew nothing about pharmacology, but went, and that was really where the opportunity to do chromatography presented itself.
Well, Phyllis, like I've already said, you have a very interesting story about how you were introduced into chromatography. Almost unbelievable, actually. And I just wondered if there's anything else you wanted to say about that.
Yes, well, I think that young women have to learn to put themselves out there, to publish papers, to publish as much as they can out of their research, present their papers at meetings, be visible, go to meetings, meet people. You never can tell where the opportunity for research or for your career is going to go. Just be ready to go through the door when it opens for you. I think men plan a lot more where their research, where their career is going. I don't think women do. I know when I got my first job, I didn't bargain to get a better title, to get more money. I said, "Thank you, Sahib. You're so nice to give me a job," because I didn't think anybody would want me. And we all have to work together and support the other women.
All right. And actually, I was looking through. You've worked with a lot of people that are people that I've read about, and it's really interesting that you were able to go and work at, I think, University of Tasmania, Hebrew University, and with Cal Giddings and all of these people. How did you come about to some of these collaborations?
All right. Most of them, except for the University of Tasmania, the others were that I met people at meetings. As a young early chromatographer, I went to some of the chromatography meetings. Now, this was general chromatography, gas and liquid. And I sought out the people whose papers I had read because I wanted to talk to them. I was wide-eyed and wanted to meet them and talk to them. And I met Cal Giddings through friends of his, and I submitted they asked me to submit a paper on for advances in chromatography, and I did so, and it started a very nice relationship with Cal. He was my mentor. He was a good friend, and of course, as you know, he was a superb scientist. And he was the one who was furious that I never got a chromatography award, and he was the one who nominated me year after year. But the main thing is getting seen at these at meetings and corresponding. Now it's easier to do so. I remember I met Eli Grishka from Israel. I was at a meeting, and he came up to me at a reception and said, "I wondered what you were like. I've read your papers." So that was the start of another very wonderful friendship, and I still see him and hear from him.
Okay. And actually, is there anything that you'd like to share about what you've been doing in the last 10 years?
Since I left, my husband was sick. He had Alzheimer's, and I was a caregiver. And in case you're interested, I wrote a book on my years as a caregiver. It's called Help Me, I'm Slipping. And you can get it on Amazon or I guess that's where you can get it. Mm-hmm. And I tell about the years as a caregiver. He died 4 years ago, and now I'm back to writing. In fact, I'm going to write another book on my audit. I've gotten a few chapters done, and the name of it is going to be Life with the Boys. My career in the 70s. Or a woman scientist in the 70s. So I'm going to put down a lot of my experiences. And whether it ever gets published or not, I don't know, but I'm doing.
Well, that sounds interesting and sounds like there's a lot more to come. So we'll keep our eyes open.